What Laura and Kate have created with Liberty Hive is really impressive, not just from a purely technical perspective in terms of the ease of the platform and finding those opportunities, but more importantly, arguably, there's a real human touch to the way they work that is really beautiful. On a personal level, I relocated back to the UK. Summer 21, I reached out to both Laura and Kate. They couldn't do enough to help, kind of had those one-to-one personal conversations, really trying to find out and understand what I was looking for, what made me happy, and they're just different approach-wise to a lot of people out there. So huge appreciation for them and the work that they're doing, and I think it's much needed in our industry and in our space.
Liberty Hive are such a great partner because they look beyond what's just on the CV, unlike other recruitment agencies that we've worked with. They really take the time to understand the candidate, their skills, what their unique talents are, so they can better match them with job opportunities that they have on their exciting platform. Liberty Hive will also be referring our candidates onto their network in order to provide practical advice and interview opportunities which will really kickstart their career in marketing.
Liberty Hive have been extremely instrumental in my freelance career so far. Both Laura and Kate from the get-go have been wonderful to work with, and both personally called me to go through what my needs and my wants were to understand kind of what clients put me forward for. They really have something special here where they don't just put every single role in front of you, but they really understand what would work for you. And as a result, I've come out with 2 fantastic projects and contracts, and I really look forward to working with them a lot more in the future. I back them, I recommend them, and I really look forward to seeing them grow more.
I've been fortunate to work with Liberty Hive on both sides. Firstly, as from an agency perspective, when I was at the Specialist Works, and we were looking to employ them to help us find some part-time on freelance expertise, and I also worked with them on the other side, which is when I pivoted to a brief period as a consultant. And there's nothing like it really in the industry, even though it's what we've been crying out for before COVID and before hybrid or fractional working. The 2 highly respected individuals who own it are industry veterans, if they don't mind me saying that, and they're invested in every conversation. So every person I've introduced to Liberty Hive have spoken to either Kate or Laura, and I think that makes an enormous difference, because especially when people of that caliber are actually invested in your career and future. Furthermore, though, from a consulting perspective, I found the tools and resource they supplied to be invaluable for those who are trying to pivot into that new way of working, be it part-time or freelance. The understanding around IR35, tax implications, setting yourself up as a sole trader, everything like that. It's been really quite invaluable. And it's no surprise really that given the rise of in-housing, I'm starting to see the likes of Aldi on there as clients. And I can only feel that they're going to get a lot more, because it's just quite an intuitive and very easy navigatable platform for people like myself from an agency perspective now, and also those in the part-time and freelance worlds to navigate. I think it's fantastic.
My experience of working with Liberty Hive was a really, really positive one. So I went freelance after the birth of my first son. It was in the middle of COVID, and I didn't want to work the 9 to 5 or 8 to 8 and miss out on seeing my son. So I went freelance, which was a really positive experience so far. And then when I was doing that, I got pregnant with my second son. So obviously trying to find work when you're have a child and pregnant in media land isn't always favourable to women or pregnant women. So I started working with Laura and Kate at Liberty Hive, and it was amazing. So I had a contract with them when I was 7 months pregnant, and I did a contract for 2 months. They wanted me to stay on longer, but obviously I was about to give birth, and it was super positive. And I don't believe that I would have found that opportunity without working with Laura and Kate, because they are just so understanding. Obviously they're women, they've got children, they know what it's like, and they're able to really push me and my expertise. And obviously just because I'm pregnant or have children doesn't mean that I'm any worse or, you know, probably better at doing my job than some other people are. So it was great, and I'm taking a bit of time off now to be with my young boys, but I'm going to be getting back in the work game soon, and I'll definitely be coming back to Liberty Hive because they understand me. They know that I can still do a bloody good job, even though I've got children. I can just need to work flexibly, and they're really great at supporting that, and I felt really supported throughout the whole entire journey.